Hi, welcome to today's show, Lights Camera HOA, and we have our special guest today, Lee Rickler, and you're not going to recognize him today because he's all different. I want to welcome Sheila Strover. She's going to be doing the comment tracking, as usual, the best in the biz, and Rain Dowell, the co-host, and also the best in the biz. And we'll introduce Lee, and then I'm also going to, we're going to follow up on the color show that we did last week because Rain and Sheila changed some of their background and lighting. So we're going to, this theme tonight is on discovery, so let's discover. So let's discover Lee Rickler again. Lee, come on in.
Hi guys, how you going? I'm Lee Rickler. I run a company in London called Point and Stare. It's an online production agency, which primarily means we work with clients to maximise their online presence. So loads of website stuff, loads of Google Plus stuff, loads of social media stuff, loads of SEO stuff, blah, blah, blah. Everything to do with a company being online.
That's a lot of staff.
Yep. Well, should we call it? I should actually call it Point and Stuff. That's what I should call it, really.
Could you go through each one of those and explain how they're targeted?
Well, we, as I say, primarily we work with medium-sized companies that are looking to get online. Either they're online now, or they, for example, a company might have a product launch in about 6 months' time. So then we'd look at have they got a dedicated website for it or not? Do they need an e-commerce solution, an online application? If it's a general public a general product for the public, are they promoting it towards? Are they going to use social media as a marketing tool, or just PR, or even in one case we even had bus advertisement as well going on. Therefore, obviously, we need the tools. We design the tools. We develop all the applications, primarily using WordPress a lot as well.
That's really good. And then the reason why you look different today is you are in a different location. And
I'm actually in the office. Yeah.
Yeah, and your lighting is good. And
I made a special effort for you, Melanie.
I know, isn't it fantastic?
Well,
Tell the viewers how you accomplished this, because it really is great lighting.
Yeah, good. Well, actually, the building we're in was originally, it's one of the oldest houses in King's Cross. If people know King's Cross, it's in North London. It's one of the oldest houses here. It was a farming house. Then it was a hops garden, and then they turned it into offices about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Now, the good thing is, because it's so old, they can't knock down anything, and they can only put in really good floodlighting. That's why the lighting's good here.
And then I hear some birds, so you have like really nice little birds outside? Or who has birds?
That's Rain, I think. Yeah, no, that's not from me. It's 9 o'clock at night.
Oh my gosh, you're in this building and you get birds too.
Yeah, we're just down the road from the zoo, actually.
Are you? Wow, that is so cool. And how long have you been doing HOAs?
I actually joined Google Plus when it first started out. I got a beta invite. It was about 2-3 years ago, whatever that was, but never really got into Hangouts at all till about 6 months ago. And Skype was playing up, and I needed some way to talk to a client. I said, look, just get on a Hangout. We'll just start from there. And then it just skyrocketed from there. So then I realized that as a business, it's a much better tool to use. You're logged in anyway, so why not just start using it? And then I started watching people like you and other people with a higher production show and a lower production show, mainly so I can work out what does and doesn't work, which is why I like to sit under these lights, because you can actually see me now.
Yes, it's fantastic. I tell you, you know, it's like I recognize your voice, but your image is like, you know, it's so much improved. I really, really
Good.
like that.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, if you could just do the show a bit earlier, then it wouldn't be, was it? It's 9 o'clock at night here in
I
London.
know, I know.
But that's the other thing as well, is that you know, US. Yeah, I watch a lot of US shows. The
Uh-huh.
US hangouts in general seem to be taking off. I mean, correct me on this if I'm wrong. But in the UK, people are, well, what do you mean? What's a hangout? Therefore, there's a big, great for me because there's a big market for it. But when you try and get people to go, let's go on a hangout, we can talk over that. They go, well, what do you mean a hangout? Can we just do Skype instead? And I'm trying to get away from them. For one reason or another. I'm not going to go into them now, but Hangouts are just so much more practical.
Yeah, and I wonder if they'll ever change the name. You know, because
Um,
I think Hangout is kind of too lax. I mean, maybe they gave it that name because people like to hang out, but for business purposes, when you tell another business, like, hey, you want to hang out? They're like, what? So maybe we could call it, maybe they'll eventually call it public video calling or online video calling or something.
yeah. Oh, I don't know, because in business, I believe that a lot of business is done on relationships. You know, if I don't like you, I'm not going to buy from you. I'll go to the next guy. Simple as that. So why will we have something stuffy like a business hangout? Why wouldn't we have something more relaxed like just a general hangout?
Now we heard both sides of that argument. Very
Yeah.
good. Put your votes in today, folks.
Yeah, definitely. Keep it as hangouts. It's much more relaxed. And of
Yeah.
course, the other side of it is that, you know, people look at it and they go, oh, I don't know, I've got to be on a camera. They think it's all this big TV thing. And actually, if you say hang out, let's just hang out, just sit down, just chill out, let's talk. And it puts a lot of people at ease as well.
Yeah. That's probably some really wise thinking on their part. That's why I'm not in charge of that. Now, with you being in the UK time zone, do you have something planned to help people in your time zone? Because I know it's needed.
Yeah, there's me and a couple other UK business people, as it were, are going to be setting up UK business hangouts. Guess what that does? It's, and it's going to be it's going to be monthly, starting in September. And for the first show, we've got a couple of really good business authors, published authors coming on. Yeah, I know they're friends of mine, but that doesn't matter. You know, it's who you know you can get on. Yeah, so that's coming up in September. We're having a bit of a dry run through in a couple of weeks' time, just to make sure everybody's happy and everything works. And then we're hoping to do it monthly around business, predominantly for UK companies, but you know, of course, anybody can join in. That's the beauty of Hangouts.
Well, your time zone is more conducive to those like in Australia and
Yeah.
Singapore than we are. I know. I mean, even Rain, where she lives on the Pacific coast, she's hours closer to Sing. I mean, I think the East Coast, the Midwest where I am, the Eastern Standard Time, that is like the furthest point from Singapore and Japan you can get. So
Right.
it's really, you know, so Rain would be like, what, 3 hours closer at least.
But we have Lily's here with us tonight.
Oh, oh my gosh, she is, it's like 4 in the morning there. Lily! Oh my goodness. Oh, girl. Oh my gosh. Yeah, she's one that really, really, really would appreciate the time zone thing.
Yeah,
You
I'm not
know.
quite sure what the time difference is between where we are in London and where Lily is, but
Well, she's
I'm sure
12
you can
hours
overcome
from me, and if you're 6
Right.
hours from me, then it's 6
6
hours from
hours.
me. Yeah, so
Right.
that's
Yeah,
the
3
easiest
o'clock.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is like super good. Lily, bless you. Rain, I'm going to switch to you because I know a lot of people are saying that you look different too. You had a discovery this week with your background. If you want to tell us what that is.
Oh, yeah, well, I've just been doing a little bit of experimenting with white background and black backgrounds, and also what I've been wearing. I haven't been experimenting so much with, I suppose, the different lighting as opposed to just natural light. But I do. That's next on the to-do list is doing some more experimenting with other lights. And it's difficult to say because to me this white background, it's almost too white.
Yeah, it does. If this were morning, it would that should probably wake Lily up because it's like.
It reminds me a bit of Harry Potter when he was dead in the Paddington Station.
Oh. So, and I actually had the black background up before this, so this is the first time I've seen the white background up. So it's interesting because I think you could do quite a bit with the white background if you had some overlays and if you were talking about something or doing a presentation or anything like that. There's probably a lot you could do with a white background.
Yeah.
That would be really helpful. Yeah, so I'm liking the white background for that. I'm liking that a lot. The black. Oh, sorry.
So I was going to say, if I haven't done it, I haven't had to do it, but I know that on our webcams, whatever white balance does, it's supposed to something about that. Do you know about white balance? I don't know exactly what white balance does, but it's supposed to work.
I think balances your white out, doesn't it?
Yeah, balances your white out.
Kind of self-explanatory. So would it take some? Would it mellow out the background for rain? What does white balance do? Do you know, Lee?
I've got no idea.
Okay.
No, sorry about that. No, but I do think what rain should do actually is dress in white, put some wings on, and scare people.
That's kind of fun.
What do you do when you have a black background though?
Red horns.
We're going into different realms here.
Super.
Social media angel.
And if you had a black background with a black shirt, you can put on those white gloves.
Oh my gosh, I was.
And
yeah, I was
jazz hands or whatever that's called.
I was on a hangout on, I think it was Thursday night, and that's when I first started was experimenting with the black.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't have an overhead light on. I just had a lamp, on the desk beside me, and it looked like max headroom. My head looked like it was floating.
Well, you got to promise us you'll do that with white gloves and point to stuff. That would be so. That would be like so cool.
That would be really different.
Or bright yellow, neon green, whichever. Can you share, Rain? You went to a local photo store establishment. And you got your background. Can you show what your rigging is?
Yeah. This is basically. I'll point it up. Let's see what you can see there. So it's basically, there's 4 bars, and then there's these clamps you can get. So there's 4 bars, I think 4 in total. So was it 12 feet or 14 feet wide you can make it? And then the fabric, and then you set it up, and then you clamp the material to the sides. But you don't have to make it. The bars are 1.5 foot each. So you could just have 2 bars instead of all 4 or 3 bars, depending on what you would like it for. And you can get the chrome green, you can get black, and you can get white. So I wanted to more see what the black and the white look like. And kind of experiment with those ones. So that's those are the 2 that I've been seeing what they look like.
Now, over time, as that stretches out, will it stretch out because it's fabric, or how do you, or what do the manufacturers say about the, you know, or I guess it doesn't matter if it's fabric, you just keep spreading it apart and it'll be taut.
Yeah, it's all, you know, it's the way the fabric seems, it's almost like an extremely thick polyester.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just a very, very thick polyester. And so, and you know, you can throw it in the washing machine and wash it up, and it'll come out great. So that's good. And they had some really good products at the store. So they had these. They had the clamps. They've got the different lighting, the light stands with the umbrellas, and different things like that. So, which is really nice if you're sort of looking around. It's one thing to see something online. If you know that's exactly what you want, then that's great. But if you're just sort of kind of looking at different things and want to be able to ask questions, that's why the store was nice to go to.
Yeah, it's like a little field trip, window shopping, and then you buy. So that's good. And that brings me to Sheila. Sheila, you've had some discoveries with your lighting. If you can tell us about yours.
Oh, she's on mute?
Yeah, I think she is.
I'm first going to pop up a comment about my lighting, and I want Meloney to read it out, okay?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yes.
Yay! Yes, I was the help.
Can you pin it for us?
Oh, yes. There we go.
And tell us about it.
I'm so excited I can't pin.
Can't pin. You can pin.
Thank you, Richard. Today I was, was publicly known today that I was selected to be the August Help-Outs Provider of the Month. And so that was like an honor. So it's like, they put my big head in the green circle and promoting my help-outs that I do. So you'll see it. Just look at Meloney Hall Help-Outs, and you'll find me. And stay tuned for the video that's going to be uploaded today. So thank you, Richard, so much. And Richard says, thank me? Why? Because, Richard, you brought it up because I was so excited. I told, of course, I shared it a little bit, and I mentioned it in the green room here, but I tell you, I'm just, as I said, tinkled.
Tinkled. You could not tinkle.
Tinkled. Oh, I'm so excited. But thank you. You know what that means, ladies. You know.
I wouldn't like to be tinkled pink. Richard Clarkson also has a very complex explanation of the white balance. I won't read it all, but he says it adjusts the image to compensate for the fact that the color or color temperature of the sun's light changes throughout the day. And also artificial lights often have vastly different color temperatures. So it indexes the white so that the rest of the colors all match the right tone. That's what I understand.
Oh. Should we, as people who don't know about it, mess with it?
He says no. He said put it on auto and leave it on auto.
Because I'm like, if I don't know, I probably shouldn't. That's why they have auto.
Yeah. Auto balance. Definitely.
Yeah.
So you asked me about my lighting.
Yeah, you had
a huge difference. Yeah. Well, the difference is huge, but it hasn't made a huge difference. But I will show you why it's huge, and I'm going to see if I can bring my camera around to the side to show you what it looks like, because it's one of those big. Can you see it properly?
Yeah.
One of those big sort of 2 feet by 3 feet or something like that. Lights with a silver interior and a great big bulb, which I think is 5,000 K, and it gets very hot. So I will eventually swap it for one of Ronnie Bince's LED cool 3,000 K lights that he recommends. But it's really easy to put up. It was cheap. It came in a box, and you just, it's like an umbrella. You open it up, and there's something that just holds the things spread out. But it's really easy because I don't have to mess around quite so much with trying to get the lights right. Because I've got a window that's very bright in the day, and of course at night it's dark.
Yeah,
So
well,
it makes
a world of difference. It really does.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I agree.
amazing. Yeah. Yeah, so I do want to see Rain in the white gloves or green gloves or that. That would be your kind of puppet show, Rain. You know, instead of his puppet, you do the hand thing. That would be really neat. Now, Lee, can you tell us, back to Lee, you have something called Hangout Staff. That it's like a database you're growing. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah, definitely. Now, as I kind of said earlier on, in the UK, there's not really many people doing Hangouts. And one thing, right at the beginning, when I was looking to get into using Hangouts, it was, well, yeah, you just put a camera up, don't you? And you got a camera on your machine. Yeah, we'll just use that. Oh, no, you don't. If you can do it properly, you need a producer, if you like, a comment tracker. You need guests. You know, would help. You can't just sit there talking on your own. Where do I go to find those people? So there wasn't anywhere. So I thought, well, what do you need? You need Hangout staff. Looked up the domain, looked up the Twitter ID and a few other things as well. Registered the domain, put the site together, hangoutstaff.com. Very easy. If you're looking to run a Hangout, you can look for guests. You can look for people to help you out, for comment trackers. Also, if you're looking to get onto a Hangout, you can put your name on the list, and then people can search and find you. You might be looking for example, a guest who talks about, what are they, pigeons in the background there? Pigeons in the background, Rain, who's based in the US. So, you know, you can narrow out right the way down to your subjects and areas as well. And it's slowly, we're only kind of released it this week. So there's not much on there yet. But over time, it's going to build up. I see it's one of those projects that in 6 months' time, it will be pretty much invaluable. People will be on it all the time. For sourcing staff and for putting themselves out there as well.
Yeah, you know, like I thought the video that I put in for this event was that ocean discovery. Wouldn't it have been neat if I could have found an oceanographer who I could have like buzzed up and said, hey, you know what, tell us like about real oceanography discovery, since our theme is discovery. So that's the kind of possibilities that would be there.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people can talk to you about, I don't know, websites and SEO and things like that. There's a lot of people around you can get in, but when there's a specific subject like that, yes, it is very hard. Who do you find? I don't know. You follow somebody around, you'd link up with them, and after probably 2 or 3, 4 months, then maybe they'll come onto your Hangout. This way, hopefully, you can get straight in touch with them. You sign in with your Google ID, so it goes straight to your Google profile as well, so that it cuts out clicks, I think the case may be, and gets you straight to the people you want to speak to.
Yeah, that is going to be really, really exciting. So if your show's on any topic, and from medicine to oceans, farming,
definitely. At the moment, all we've got is business, cookery, graphic design, web design, WordPress. But it takes me 2 seconds to add in oceanography as well. So I'll be doing that one tonight.
Hey, the guy who made that video, David Gallo, I think that was his name, the TED Talk, you can like say, hey, get yourself on here because somebody needed you at that time. Now, I don't know what he would have charged, but still.
Oh, of course.
Still, that's really, that is super, super neat.
Excellent.
Since we have Lily in, she's viewing. Lily, do you want to ask a question like right now on comments, and then we'll bring it up? Not that we're trying to prove you're here or anything, but you know what I'm saying, just to see, like, hey. It would be really neat to see you type something in, Lily, so that people can see, like, yes, people from Singapore can be here with us live like this.
She hasn't fallen asleep yet.
She wanted the YouTube link, which she's got now, and she's joking. She says, "I feel my eyes." She's getting heavier. Her eyes are getting heavier. And afterwards she says, "Ha ha."
We'll have to take it up a notch, and I'll try to get out of my monotone, but we don't want to do that. That scares people. It scares me.
Quick, Rain, bring out the jazz hands, quick.
Here you go. Hey, you can do your black hands too. You know, just put on long sleeve black. Could do that.
I haven't done anything like that yet. So.
Hey, if I can do puppets twice, I've done that twice. And if I can do puppets, you know, you won't be hated so much. You know, puppets was a stretch, but I just have fun. I just have fun, and that's what Hangouts. You know, the word implies, like we mentioned earlier, that it's free and relaxing. So if you want to do jazz hands or puppets or oceanography or medicine, do whatever you want within the friendly guidelines of Google, of course.
I think I'm going to add jazz hands to Hangout staff as well. As an expertise in jazz hands, I'm going to put that on you.
Super. And also, since you're over in the UK and there's France or whatever, mimes. Do they still have mimes?
They're over the road.
Yeah. French fries. Well, yeah, mimes. Mime experts. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think they still make those mimes.
Yeah. French
I'm good at miming. I forget to switch off switch the microphone back on again. Okay.
I wanted to ask Rain. You mentioned something earlier in the green room about when we were talking about the different apps that we can use on our HOAs. You talked about we still cannot do a video within a video. Well, there was a caveat. Can you tell the viewers what you were talking about?
Yeah, just this is what I've learned is that due to copyright issues, if you don't want your channel shut down, you have to be very cognizant, aware of what you share in your Hangout on air. Mm-hmm. So, for example, we were talking about if you have a baseball cap and it has a company logo, any company's logo on it, that's a copyright infringement, and your channel could be shut down. Not to say it would be shut down, but it could be shut down. So you're putting your channel in jeopardy when you're doing that. And there is an app within the Hangouts called a YouTube app. Mm-hmm. So you can be in a Hangout on air, so it's recorded, and you can use the YouTube app to share with the people that are watching live and the people that are in your panel. You can share a YouTube video that's not your own. You can share it. When the video, when you're done your Hangout on air, the recorded video will not contain the video that you showed. It will just be blank error, basically. So it's good to use for, great for a live show, and doing something like that. But that's primarily why you would be using the YouTube app, because that wouldn't, instead of using, say, screen share and sharing a desktop window where you have a video open, that's why you would use the YouTube app, because it would not record that information and basically help you.
Would it be fine to? It would probably be more conducive for if you just had a video call, with your people in there, because the video calls are not recorded. So then you could safely use that YouTube app because it's not going to be recorded anyway, but it'll benefit the people that are on the live call with you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's probably why they came up with it. I would think.
Yeah, So it's very interesting because I don't know as the copyright issues on the Hangouts on there if it's you know, there are people that have had their channel shut down due to copyright issues. The one person I had heard about that it happened to them, it was for 6 months. Yeah. So it's quite a lengthy period of time. So it's definitely something to be cognizant of, and I mean, you can always, you know, if you did it inadvertently and you didn't know, you can also go to your YouTube channel, download the video, edit out that section, and just re-upload it. Yeah. You know, so it's not a total loss. You just take out that little piece, kind of a thing.
Yeah, you really have to guard your YouTube channel because when it is shut down, it is a 6 month, and if you even bother to appeal it, you might as well add another 6 months to 8 months to that. So, you know, you just got to sit tight, and then I don't even think they tell you what you violated. So that's even, you know, because you're supposed to know these terms of service. So the one person I'm thinking of, I don't know if we probably are not thinking of the same person, but he had his channel shut down, and it was 6 months, and he didn't want to appeal it because it would be another, you know, they told him it would be another 6 to 8 month wait. So he's just like waiting, but he doesn't know exactly what was the violation, unless there were several and you can't pin it down. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, and it could be anything. It could be the music you're using. Yeah. You know, yeah. It could be any number of things. So just basically anything you're using to put your video together to make sure, you know, all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, and you know, that type of thing. Because it's with video being so easy and accessible for everybody to do, which is great. It's fantastic. It's also good to know these things as well. That you don't want to infringe on anyone's copyright. So
no.
And I'd heard even if it was your own video, they frown on it.
Wow.
It's just the video within a video they frown upon it.
Yeah.
So.
Lee, do you have a video, a YouTube channel?
Not really. No, business one, yes, but that's only for clients. I personally don't have a video channel. I haven't got time to sit around watching YouTube. I've got work. But we do at home. We broadcast a lot of YouTube stuff throughout the house because we've got Chromecast all around the house, and obviously Wi-Fi around the house, all the rest of it. So you walk into one room, you'll see something playing. You walk into another room, you see something completely different playing. All through the Chromecast and that. But I did see somebody. I was watching a Hangout the other day, and I saw somebody with a video playing in the background. But it was obviously one of their ones that they'd made themselves, and it was just it's almost like an animated GIF almost, but it was a video. They set it up. It was on a TV screen, and it was just adding to they were just demonstrating a background application that they were using. So whether that came, I didn't see it on YouTube there. I only saw it live, so I don't know whether it actually did show on YouTube or not.
Yeah, because you can, like, every time, you know, our HOA events, they're automatically uploaded to YouTube.
Yeah.
And then if we don't want that to happen, then we have to go in to YouTube right away and put that as private.
Yeah, definitely.
So that would probably be the workaround. That way it could still be on your website.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So as I say, I don't know, and this is somebody who I know has been using Hangouts for a good while, like at least a year or so they would know. They would know if they was breaking any violations or anything. But as I say, it looked like it was just their own stuff. There wasn't any talking or any music or anything like that coming out. So I assumed it would have been okay. Didn't check that. Maybe I need to check the YouTube channel, see if anything came out.
Yeah. And what's nice about YouTube, I guess the more you're active on using your channel, you know, they unlock the pearly gates, and then when you get the library, the audio library, they have music that you can select from. That is safe to use, but I've also heard that some people get their channel shut down too because maybe you're not supposed to edit it in any way. You're not supposed to trim it, expand it. I mean, you've got to play by the rules.
Yeah, it could have been also that their content was commercial as well.
Yeah.
So they used it as an intro or an outro or something like that to buy my stuff video.
Yeah.
So it could have been that as well.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things, and you know, we all hear the word intro and we know what that is, but you know the new term that is part of this HOA thing too is the outro.
Outro,
OUTRO. That is really weird.
No, intro and outro. They've been part of video terminology for a while, I think. There's a few others as well. I can't remember them offhand.
But as we're new to it, like I'm kind of new to it. I didn't come from a broadcasting background. You would think I did, but I didn't. So these terms, I used to play like I would deliver the news. I used to.
Yeah. Are any of them? So that's the good thing about being as old as I am. I'm not going to say anybody else is here, anybody else's age, but being as old as I am, there's stuff that you did when you was younger that you're so glad there wasn't YouTube around or anything like that.
Yeah.
Sitting in front of your box that's cut out like a TV and pretending to be the newsreader as you did.
Yeah, that's right. Or I used to have a dream that I would be a background singer in Motown.
Right, with your hair.
In Motown.
Yeah.
Because Michigan was right up the road anyway. So, but see, people said, "Nah, you're not going to be in Motown." I didn't understand what they meant. But I practiced. I knew so many songs, the background parts, like Diana Ross and the OJs. I knew all that stuff because I didn't want to learn the main. I wanted to be the background dancer, and I was really into that.
The doo-wops and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel a hangout coming on.
I also used to make big tent forts with like 20 blankets on the clothesline. Oh my gosh, huge tent mansions.
You could use that background that Rain's got now then for that.
Yeah,
yes, you could.
The only thing we couldn't accomplish was second levels on my tent mansion. Like rooms. Oh my gosh, it was took like all day. Then you had to take it down at night, but gathered all the neighbor kids together and built this big old tent mansion.
And then get told off because you got all the sheets dirty and your mum's got to wash them again. Yep. Been
it's
there,
like,
done that.
Where are all my clothespins? Because we used to break them apart and hammer them down to stakes.
Right.
Oh, got in trouble for that a lot. Because we didn't want to just go, we couldn't like cut branches off the trees.
Right.
That would be worse, but it wasn't so bad. You break a wooden clothespin in half and you get 2 stakes for the price of 1.
Yep. And you get something a metal thing to pick locks with as well. So, bonus.
Oh, we didn't have those kind of clothespins. We didn't have the kind with the little metal spring in it. We had the kind that was like the one-piece wood that looks like you could paint it like a person. If you really wanted to. Where is this topic going? I don't know. Help me out, Ray.
Well, I'm just wondering. So, Lee, this startup for Hangouts you're starting for the UK, is this to basically encourage a lot more Hangouts on air in the UK?
It's kind of 2, 3, 4 different fold really. Yes, to get people more into business, get businesses into Hangouts, provide somewhere for UK businesses to hang out and network and those kind of things as well. But also just to bring the Hangouts further up in people's minds. So when I go speak to them about using Hangout, they don't look at me as if I've just whatever, just talking Spanish or something. So, it'd be more as common as saying, let's have a Skype call or something like that. So hopefully, that's the way it'll go. We'll have to see how it goes. But, we can only try these things. If you don't try them, then you don't know. Simple as that.
Yeah,
that's very interesting.
And it's not going to cost anything other than time and a bit of effort you know, which we've got lots of time and effort to put into something. If you really believe it, anyway, you make the time, and you put the effort in. So you know, it fails. So what? Then we learn something. We learn that that's not the way to go. Maybe come back in 6 months' time and do it differently.
Does the UK and other areas over in European and Asia, do you think they have the infrastructure? Is it already there and they just don't use it?
I think in business venues, yes. Probably not so much in people's homes. The only issue I really think is, any point I really think is an issue, is with UK businesses where they're working from home and they're out in the sticks, they're rural. Sorry, out in the sticks, yeah. The rural, so they're stuck in the middle of the countryside somewhere. Their internet isn't all that brilliant, so probably Hangouts would be a bit of a struggle. They can just about, you know, get online normally. Other than that, most people, you know, they would have a decent place to work from, or they're using lots of venues where they're renting a desk or something like that as well. So therefore the internet, I mean, people in the UK, they complain, oh no, you know, I've got no internet, my MiFi is not working for 5 minutes. There's the worst thing in the world. You know, a couple of years ago, people wouldn't even know what that was. We'd worry about other things. So we're getting there. I think the infrastructure is there. It can be much better, but it is getting there.
Well, that should be more motivation if they are isolated, not so, you know, I mean, further out, that they would want to have the vehicle, such as an online method, to get their business growing.
Yeah. There was a survey or something, like an article written a little while ago. Just down the road, we've got Google spending about $1 billion building their Central European HQ, about 10 minutes walk up the road. About 20 minutes the other way, we've got Tech City. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's like, you know, the big UK-centric centre of all UK technology. Loads of people moved in there. All the big firms moved in there. Over there in Tech City, there was a big article written the other day that the internet access there is probably the worst, one of the worst in the country. Due to the fact that there's so many tech companies using it, but also because nobody's really it's the old technology from 5 years ago or something like that, or 3 years ago. So even though there's more and more companies and bigger companies moving into the area, they haven't upgraded the infrastructure there at all. And it is one of the worst areas for internet access throughout the whole of the UK.
Wow.
Interesting.
Do you think, Lee, that Google, as they're building their facility, that they would allow you, well, you could do it like as a spy, I suppose, to film their updates and do like a hangout, you know, like see what they're building? Yeah,
the trouble is nobody's 100% sure where they're doing it. They've kind of got this massive piece of land at the back of King's Cross Station. It was just derelict for years and years and years. Now they've just started building on it. And Google haven't got to the point where they signed off the designs yet. They've gone back to the drawing board because they didn't like it. And if you're spending $1 billion, you know, you want it perfect. So we know roughly where it is, but it's like Stonehenge. If you go to Stonehenge at night, you could be facing in the other field and not know all about it. So you could do a hangout live from it, saying, "Yeah, in a couple of years' time, Google has a UK their European headquarters here, and actually it's right behind you. You never know; it'd be that pile of bricks."
How far do you live from Stonehenge?
From Stonehenge, from here. It takes about an hour to get outside London, and then about another 40 minutes out of there after that.
Have you had to go there like 50 times? When people visit, they say, take us there?
No. I don't even go anywhere in London. I've got relatives that come over, never been to London before, or friends never been to London. I go, well, look, here's a tube, Mac. Here's an Oyster card. See you later. You go and have fun. I don't want to be a tourist.
You know, I live you know, Dayton is the birthplace of the Wright brothers, Wilbur and Orville. And we have the big Air Force Museum. And how many times have I been to that thing? Because when we have people out of town, they say, we got to go to that Air Force Museum. For one, it's free, and it's huge, and it's great. But, you know, I could, like, give a tour because, you know, I've been there so many times. Rain, do you live near a facility, do you live near, like, a landmark that, like Stonehenge and the Air Force, big old Air Force Museum, you know? That you've been to like 1,000 times, but it's so special to others?
Well, the main thing here that a lot of people come here for is our Calgary Stampede, which it's over now. But I just can't drag myself to that anyways. No matter what. I just can't. Well, actually, I mean, when you're a kid, it's so much fun, you know, the rides and you know, the games and everything. It's just loads and loads of fun.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you get older, then it's sort of like, yeah, I've been here, I've done this, okay, you know, and, you know, I don't feel like going on the rides much anymore. The shows are really good. They have some really good shows, you know. They have different shows. They have a lot of artists that come and perform, a lot of country artists or different things like that. Mm-hmm. So it's really good. But that's mostly what people come to our city for. Aside from the mountains, there's a lot of skiing that goes on in the winter, the Rocky Mountains. And a lot of people just like to, you know, they like to go to the see the Columbia ice fields, you know. So anything like that, I could do that over and over and over again. That's a fun time always.
Is there a lot of Western wear, like cowboy, that kind of Western wear? Oh, no?
No, you'll see it during Stampede. It's a big deal then. Usually, you know, most businesses will strongly encourage their employees to wear Western outfits that, you know, that they never wear the rest of the year type of thing. But it's a theme, and it's part of the, you know, it's part of the city's culture, you know, that type of thing. So it's a big deal. But other than that, no, it's pretty much like every other city. Like, people don't walk around with cowboy hats on, you know, that type of thing. It's a normal, regular city.
Well, let me ask you. You may think it's a humorous Walmart question. I know, you know, Walmart's like all over the place, and based on where the Walmart is, they will have departments based on the attire of that region. So, like in some parts of the United States, they will have like a department of Western wear, of Asian wear, of American Indian wear, and we don't have that in Ohio because we all wear like Ohio wear. We don't have we don't have the diversity like, you know, like you would out west. Have you experienced that in like your stores where there's departments suited for certain attire?
Not really.
No.
I'm not a big shopper though, so I don't really, you know, I don't really go to the malls that much. But I haven't noticed it.
You don't dress up specially to shop online?
No, I just if I have to go shopping, then I will. I'd rather not.
We got Tower of London just down the road, and for the first time a couple of months ago, I was invited to a corporate event there, and that's the first time I've ever been inside it. And it's 20 minutes walk down, well, not 20 minutes walk, about 10 minutes tube ride down the road. Yeah, go past it loads, go around it, but never actually been in it, and that's the first time ever.
Wow.
And that's where the photo of my profile come from as well.
Oh, yeah, I noticed your new background too.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Sheila? I have to ask.
Oops.
You're muted again.
I've been troubleshooting, and it's an interesting little problem, and we're trying to resolve it between the two Sheilas, Sheila Hensley and I. Sally Sue Sally Sue Ember is in the audience.
Hey.
And
Hi,
she's
Sally.
on YouTube. She's watching on YouTube.
Oh, good.
And I think that she commented on YouTube, but her comment didn't appear. And then she came onto Google Plus and commented, and her comment did appear, but she couldn't find out what happened to her original comment on YouTube. And it seems as if Sheila's managed to duplicate that she's commented on YouTube, but she couldn't see anybody else's comments, even though we'd all gone and commented there. So have you any idea if YouTube swallows comments?
I wonder if it waits until it's buffered. Well, it's not recorded, but you can watch it live over there. Maybe it's a buffering issue, like with the events. We see it almost instantly, but I wonder if there's a buffering issue on the YouTube side where it takes like 5 or 10 minutes. I don't know, but.
Well, wouldn't we see it in the sources, in the comment? Would we see it in the comment tracker? Sheila as a source, because I don't see YouTube as a source.
I have put it in as a source.
Which would make sense why we.
Yeah, I've put it in as a source, and I'll give you. I know sometimes when you add these sources, you only see the current things that have been commented on since adding that source. But I could see the comment that I put on YouTube, and I could see the comment that Sheila Hensley put on YouTube, and I could see them together. But then Sheila went and put another one and couldn't. It seems to be swallowing some of them anyway. I just wondered if you have any ideas why, whether it was in the settings or anything.
No, when I set things up, I have everybody can comment, so I know that's covered.
Okay.
If anybody has
just
an
a
answer,
delay,
let us know. Yeah. Richard Clarkson was helpful with that white balance. So we have people out there that have the knowledge. Let's get some answers.
Well, I'm sure we'll get an answer for Sally later. I'm not quite sure if I've understood the problem as well as I should have, so I won't labor it. If you don't have an instantaneous answer, then we'll leave it and catch up with that one.
I have found a few times where I've been watching a Hangout live, I've commented, and then I wait a couple of minutes and it doesn't show up. Then I wait a couple more minutes, it still doesn't show up. And then if I refresh, it sometimes shows up, or it just doesn't show up at all. And then I might go and post the same thing again, and then I'll get 2 comments exactly the same. So there's a glitch in there somewhere.
Does it depend on how rapid the comments come through as well?
Possibly, yeah. It just can't keep up, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, because some HOAs, oh my goodness, you can't even read. You got to be a speed reader because they just fly by. That would be the ultimate goal for this show. Like, people can't read comments because they fly by.
We'll have to have 2 comment trackers.
I can see Sheila Henley's and Sheila Strober's. I can see your comments on the YouTube side.
And Sally.
In the stream. Sally's I'm trying to find.
A couple down, and Sandra Van Sickle came on. And who else? Where we going? Oh, it's me. There you go.
Are you looking on YouTube?
No,
Lee?
I'm not. No, I'm just on.
I know we're talking about the YouTube one.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. Just turn it off and on again.
Yeah.
No, do it.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a bug and a glitch, and it's not anything that we've set or done.
Could it be something about there was a new switch up in the comment tracker Saturday maybe?
I don't think it's
one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have a new comment tracker, or a new version of the comment tracker now.
And Lily's very sweetly going to put one in YouTube as well that's coming up in the comment tracker, and I'll just see if it's come up on the YouTube. So I'm sure that what was happening to Sally was a glitch. Let me just see. You carry on talking while I'm looking.
Okay. Lily!
No, I can see Lily's there, so.
I'm actually going to be talking to Lily this Thursday
Sorry, guys.
Oh.
Sorry, I forgot to switch the sound off there.
Whoops, there you go. Sorry.
Okay. I was gonna say I'm gonna be having a Lily. Remember, if this Thursday, 9 a.m. my time, 9 p.m. your time, we're gonna have a video call. So that's gonna be the 12-hour difference that
cool.
we're gonna try out, me and Lily and I.
That's fantastic. Is this for Lily to come on your show, Melanie?
Well, she had some questions about how I organized my YouTube channel with sections, and when I learned how to do that, it's like, wow, it makes a big difference, because before, all the videos, you know, the ones that are on my playlist and the ones that are uploaded from the shows, they're just this long list that is, you could sort it by date it was uploaded, date it was published, alphabetically, whatever. But the list is just an endless scroll. So there's a way that you can section that off. And like I have a section called Teaching Moments that has 5 or 6 videos, and then there's one whole section is called Lights Camera HOA. So I have like, I think you can have up to 10 sections. So I have like 8, and that really organized my channel. And like Martin Shervington, his is one that is beautiful. He has, you know, it's all section. He has the intro trailer. He's, you know, his is like, he's been doing it longer than I have had my channel, but his is like a super one to mimic if you want your channel to look super crisp and clean and organized.
Because I would have thought if you check out somebody like Martin Shervington or Ronnie Bincer or people like that as well, check out their YouTube channels. They've got to be the way to go, as it were. I would have presumed anyway.
Yeah, and it's just learning when, and not everybody has those little gateways open, so that's the frustrating part too, because if you're looking for it and it's not open for you yet, and I don't know how YouTube does it, if it's activity, if it's time watched, you know, there's a thing about that. It's not so much as clicks, but it's time watched. That's the new thing. So we got like 3 minutes left, and I want to say thank you. And Lee, do you have any closing thoughts for us or guidance that we can leave the viewers today?
No, you know, where it comes to Hangouts, and especially in the UK or, you know, in Europe as well, just get in there and do it. Just practice on your own. You know, take a hint from your childhood where you were standing there with a hairbrush singing into that. Open up a Hangout, set it to private, and just sing away and just play around and see what happens and get into it.
Very good. I'd say yes to that.
Good.
And Sheila, do you have anything that you want to inspire our viewers with today?
I just want to give you a couple more comments. I'm totally fixated on comments tonight.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Sheila Hensley says she likes your show small. The comment stream moving too fast is distracting. And then she asks you, do you have a puppet section, Melanie?
I had to put it in the teaching moments because I didn't know what else to put it as. I tell you what, I am going to look now. I did look at that periwinkle moose, Sheila, on eBay, and I didn't like the condition of it, but I'm going to look for another one because Chocolate Moose, I just named him Chocolate because he's brown, because he just had a name Moose. And so if Chocolate Moose can get his brother Perry, who is probably the college moose, you know, because Perry went to college. University of Michigan, probably. I don't know.
So are you throwing out a challenge again for somebody to make you a periwinkle moose?
You know what? Why not? We have crafters out there, and if they can make him look really similar to Chocolate Moose, that'd be even better. But no, I don't. Well, I know Moose is really popular, but I tell you, I can get a lot of hate mail about that because people say, that is not your brand, what are you doing? And you know what, the connections that connect to me now are children's shows,
And do you have chocolate mousse handy that we could all have a look at him?
Where is chocolate?
Is he? Can you reach over? I thought he might be handy. There we go.
It needs to get a sister.
I got plug in.
Strawberry mousse.
The strawberry mousse, yeah. Strawberry mousse would be good.
Oh my gosh.
I can envisage a show with chocolate mousse and Rain's black hands. So.
I missed the conversation altogether. Chocolate mousse is put away way over there in the box.
Okay.
Yeah, I took my leash. I'm like tethered in, and I like rolled it. So I'll just have to watch a replay, see what I missed.
You didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything.
And then, Ray, do you have anything that you want to inspire us with?
Oh, just I'm finding it's getting easier and easier and easier to actually be on a Hangout in Air and know that you're being recorded. It's just getting a lot easier. The more you practice it, the more you get used to the technology, and it's great because there's so many people out there willing to help or give you a hand or answer some questions. So it's fantastic. It's a really great way to learn from others and to communicate, and it's very handy.
Yeah, you are. I tell you, Rain, you have transformed, and you're still transforming. You look so relaxed.
Yeah.
And I tell you, you have transformed faster than I did. Absolutely. So,
well, thank you. It's because of you and Sheila and your show. So thank you again very much.
And you know what? I love these women. Let it be on record. Rain and Sheila. I just have this. They call it girl crush. You know what I'm saying? They're just great. They just are so great. And Lee, you are really good for coming on at this nighttime. And Lily, oh my goodness, Lily, and isn't that great? I love it. So as we sign off, Rain and Sheila and Lee, stay here. I'm going to push the button. And as we say at the end of Lights, Camera, HOA, lights out. See you next week.